Professor Siege Captain ranking every siege weapon throughout history.
But Professor Siege Captain, is the ladder really a weapon?
Oh my child, if only you knew what a ladder could do. Make sure you watch my whole lecture so your ladder engineering doesn't get your entire assault force massacred during your next siege. The siege ladder is in competition for the oldest siege weapon. There are depictions of a siege ladder being used as early as the 28th century BC. In the hieroglyphs you can see step 1, build a ladder. Step 2, climb the wall. Simple as. The philosophy behind the siege ladder is beautiful. Why waste time destroying the walls when you can just climb over them, completely ignoring them? This is the siege equivalency of work smarter, not harder. Though, the soldier who has to climb the ladder might disagree with the smarter part. Every siege required you to build unique ladders. Build the ladders too short? Congratulations. Your soldiers are now just that much closer to the enemy archers. If they were too long, they'd stick up over the walls and the defenders could easily push them over as your soldiers made historically accurate screaming noises.
But, Professor, couldn't you just build them so long so they were at a flatter angle, making them impossible to push over?
Tell me you've never been at a siege without telling me you've never been at a siege. Two problems with this one. First problem, the flatter the angle, the more likely it is to snap under the weight of your soldiers climbing that ladder. Number 2, try maneuvering telephone-sized ladders on the battlefield. Another tidbit of knowledge for you amateur siegers. You're going to want to focus on quantity. You want to cover every possible square foot of wall with ladders. This is going to let the maximum number of your troops get up the wall while spreading the defenders as thin as possible. In addition to quantity, you're going to want to make sure your soldiers can climb up those ladders hands-free. This will allow them to hold a shield up while climbing and maybe get a stab or two in. When building your ladders, get creative. Add gangplanks, add armor to your ladders. Add this weird arm thing that you can pour hot liquid down to have it rain on the defenders. And this leads us to Professor Siege Captain's 100% scientific ranking of the siege ladder. In the pro category, we have that they're easy to make. It could also cut the siege duration down to days rather than months or years. If the defenders know you have siege ladders, they're gonna have to constantly be on watch. In the con category, ladders are pretty easy to defend against. Soldiers climbing up ladders were basically sitting ducks. It is also pretty difficult to convince your soldiers to be the first one to climb the ladder. This leads us to our tier ranking. I'm giving the siege ladder a B tier. They've been used since the dawn of recorded history to modern day. The siege ladder doesn't get a higher ranking than that because it doesn't really do much. It just lets you get over the walls. But if there's a single person on top of that ladder, you're not getting up it. Siege the day.